Hi, I'm Tom Oliver, and here I am again in my home away from home at the Elephant Nature Park in Chiang Mai, North Thailand. You know, a lot of people ask me, how come there's so many dogs in an elephant sanctuary? Where exactly do they come from? Because there seems to be one in every corner. So the question is, where do they come from? Back in the days when the park was being established, there were many stray dogs in the area. A lot of them came here by crossing the river. Showing the love of our founder, Lek Shilat, and our wonderful staff, no hungry dog was ever turned away. The Elephant Nature Park considers it a duty to care for them. All dogs are neutered, given vaccinations, and a thorough cleansing for any fleas and ticks. But at times, it seemed as though this duty would never ever end. During that first year, more than 40 dogs came to live with us here at the park. The huge turning point came in 2011. Massive flooding swept across Thailand. While viewing the situation, Lek saw the remains of dead cows, buffaloes and pigs flowing down the river.
เมื่อคืนที่ผ่านมาในตีหนึ่งของคืนวันที่ 27 เกิดน้ำป่าไหลหลากลงมาแล้วก็ได้พัดเอาชีวิตครอบครัวทั้งหมด 5 ชีวิตพ่อแม่ลูกรวมทั้งสัตว์เลี้ยงวัวควายหมูสุนัขแล้วก็แมวซึ่งเป็นสัตว์เลี้ยงทั้งหมดหายไปจากลำน้ำนะคะแล้วก็นอกจากนี้ข้างบนก็จะมีการทำสวนเกษตรซึ่งได้ตัดไม้ถางป่าเป็นจำนวนมาก
Amongst these carcasses, Lek saw many dogs struggling in the middle of the river, and our staff and volunteers battled to bring as many as possible to the riverbank. Sadly, many were swept away and drowned. The flooding did not end in the countryside. The mass of water swept down toward the city of Bangkok. Lek and her team followed to rescue as many of the dogs as possible. The enormous amounts of water that flow through the central regions carried livestock casualties in their millions. Furthermore, the elephants living in the lowland areas fell into a state of starvation due to a lack of grasses and other food. The Elephant Nature Park decided to make a special trip with 13 tons of elephant food to relieve the situation. During that trip, the road was often cut by the floodwaters. The convoy stopped, waiting for news from the authorities as to where the safest route could be found. Lek and the team used that time off to search for other animals by renting a boat. They found that thousands of dogs had not escaped the water. The government had rescued the people, but had not allowed them to bring their pets with them to safety. Villagers came to Lek and her team to ask for help. But in searching from the boat, they found that many dogs had already been swept away. But within a few days, hundreds of dogs had been rescued, and they asked permission to use a temple area as a sanctuary. Meanwhile, the flood waters continued to flow towards Bangkok, where the dog population is estimated to be over 100,000. The team could not turn back. They entered Bangkok and found many dogs suffering the same fate as those in the country. They rescued thousands and recorded the details of each dog. Then they opened the temporary shelter at Bang Phu to accommodate the 2,000 dogs they had saved. Then something disturbing happened. Lek discovered that the people in the dog meat trade were pretending to be rescuers. The ENP team had to be increased, and they had to work fast to ensure the rescued dogs were not captured by these people. They decided to continue to investigate the illegal dog meat trade, while at the same time continue the flood rescue work. Their huge rescue effort lasted 16 weeks in Bangkok, saving cats, dogs, pigs and other animals, including some exotic species. When the water receded, the team were anxious to contact the owners to come to the sanctuary and retrieve their pets. Some of them were returned home, but unfortunately, other owners rejected them. These unwanted animals could not be abandoned. We didn't want them to become victims of the meat trade. The dog shelter was built quickly, and the team has not stopped working since returning to the Elephant Nature Park, especially with the dogs that have an illness or disability. When the team returned home, their work continued, investigating the dog meat trade on a national scale. A team was set up to investigate any information that may be of use to a government official in helping to raid and close these terrible slaughterhouses. When the dog meat trade came crashing down, extra dogs were rescued, which in turn increased the dog population here at the sanctuary. Moreover, the increasing dog population in the local area can be put down to several things. One, owners bringing their dogs in for treatment and not returning. Two, volunteers bringing them in from an unknown source, and people dumping them in front of the center. To top everything off, in 2016, our team was informed that a dog breeding farm had opened illegally, so they rushed over there immediately. The owners were using only the most popular breeds for their work. All were confined in cramped, filthy cages with no shade from the hot sun and no medical treatment at all. A lot of these poor animals were very weak due to dehydration. It was a race against time, and every minute was important. Any delay would put their lives in danger. Their pain was not just of a physical nature. They also needed treatment for their mental state as well. It is not easy to help them forget the appalling experience they've suffered and to begin a new, free life. So, currently we have about 1,000 dogs to care for. It's a heavy burden, but it is a burden that Lek and her wonderful team are quite willing to share with pride and passion. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.